Hello, mommy.
The month has ended. We haven't received any financial help from you. We need some financial help. What's going on?
Mommy. Let me tell you the truth about living in Dubai as an African. Life in Dubai as an African is not as simple as you may think. Well, it's not all about suffering. It's not all about success. It's not all about a picture around Burj Khalifa. Okay, pause. What I might have spent 2 hours explaining to my mother is that life of an African in Dubai is not all about skyscrapers, luxury cars, clean roads, beautiful airport pictures, and it is also not all about struggle. Bed spaces, low salaries, job hunting, and people crying quietly in their shared accommodation. The truth about living in Dubai as an African is that it can be both. Dubai can give you opportunities. Dubai can expose you to a bigger world. Dubai can help you build a career, meet people from different countries, learn new skills, and better than you earned back home in your home country, and become more confident. But Dubai can also humble you. Dubai can make you question yourself. Dubai can make you realize that moving abroad from Africa is not automatically progress. Dubai can make you look successful online while you are struggling privately. But that is the conversation I want us to have today. If you are an African and you're planning to move to Dubai from Africa, or you are already living in Dubai, or you are somewhere in the diaspora in any country or other emirates, you are trying to understand whether life abroad is worth it, this video is for you because many people search for Dubai jobs for Africans. Many people also search for life in Dubai as an African. Many people search for the cost of living in Dubai, shared accommodation in Dubai, bed spaces in Dubai, working in Dubai, moving to Dubai from Africa, and how to survive in Dubai. But very few people sit down and explain the real emotional and practical reality behind those searches. So today, I want us to talk about the truth, not to discourage you, no. This is not to scare you. This is not to make Dubai look bad. This is not one of those dark side of Dubai, but to help you understand what living in Dubai as an African can actually feel like beyond the image that you see online. I have lived in Dubai for 6 years, and in those 6 years, I have seen Africans come, build, grow, and completely change their lives. I have seen Africans get good jobs in Dubai. I have seen Africans start businesses. I have worked with some African business owners in Dubai. I have seen Africans build networks, support their families back home. Some have brought their families in Dubai. I have seen Africans create opportunities they may not have had back home. But I have also seen Africans struggle quietly. I have seen people move to Dubai from Africa thinking jobs would come quickly and only to spend months job hunting. I have seen people live in crowded shared accommodation because rent in Dubai is really, really expensive. I have seen people send money home while they themselves are barely stable. I have seen people remain in Dubai because going back home felt like a failure. People have remained in Dubai during wars. People have remained in Dubai. Okay, it was one war. People have remained in Dubai during a pandemic instead of rushing back home. I have seen people pretend online because the image of Dubai is easier to post than the reality of Dubai. And maybe that is where I want us to begin. The first truth about living in Dubai as an African is that people back home may think you are doing better than you actually are. This is one of the most difficult things about life abroad, not just Dubai. The moment you move to Dubai, people start seeing you differently. Even if you are still looking for work, you're still looking for employment, even if you are still sharing a room, even if your salary is very, and I do mean very small, even if you are stressed, even if you're still trying to figure things out in this big city, figure out how the city works. To many people back home, Dubai means success. Dubai means money. Dubai means you have made it. You can post one picture near Burj Khalifa or one airport photo, one small mall video, one nice restaurant clip, and suddenly people believe your life has changed completely. But the truth is, Dubai is a very easy place to look successful before you are actually stable or before you are actually successful. You can be standing in one of the most beautiful places in the world and still not know how you are going to pay your next month's rent. You can make a photo in a luxury hotel and still be going back to a bed space, a bunk bed, top bunk. You can wear nice clothes, go to beautiful places, most of them are free, and still be under pressure. This is why life in Dubai as an African can be complicated because there is the life people see, and then there is the life you are actually living. And sometimes the gap between those two lives becomes very heavy. You do not want to explain too much. You do not want people back home to worry. You do not want people to say, come back home. You do not want people to think you failed. So you smile, you post selectively, you say, I'm fine, and continue trying. The second truth is that Dubai has opportunities, but the job market is very competitive. This is something many Africans need to understand before moving to Dubai. Yes, there are jobs. Yes, there are opportunities. Dubai is an ocean, countless jobs in Dubai. Yes, there are Africans who are already working in Dubai presently. Yes, people do find jobs here in Dubai. But Dubai jobs for Africans are not always easy to get, and they are not always what people imagine before they come. The Dubai job market is competitive because people come from everywhere, and I do mean everywhere. People come from Asia, people come from Africa, of course, people come from Europe, even the Middle East countries, and many other parts of the world. You are not only competing with people from your own country, you are competing with people from many countries with different passports, different experiences, different salary expectations, different networks, and sometimes different advantages. And as an African, you may also want to deal with, certain biases. Let us not pretend that bias does not exist. Sometimes you have to prove yourself more. Sometimes your experience from Africa may not be as valued the way you expected. And sometimes your degree may not open the doors you thought it would open. Sometimes companies ask for UAE experience, even when you know you can do the job. You have experience in another country in Africa or any other country, but they ask specifically for UAE experience. Sometimes the salary offer is far below what you hoped for, and sometimes you apply and nobody replies. Sometimes you interview and you never hear back. Sometimes people promise to connect you and then disappear. This is why job hunting in Dubai can affect your confidence, If you are really not mentally prepared, you may start wondering, am I good enough? But sometimes it's not all about you. The market, the UAE market, the Dubai market, it is a competition. It is timing, it is your CV, it is your network, it is whether your skills match what Dubai companies are hiring for. So if you're planning to move to Dubai from Africa, please do not um do not all about come with hope, come with a strong CV as well, come with skills, prepare your LinkedIn, come with some research, like watching this video, come with a plan for how you will look for jobs in Dubai. Come knowing what roles you are targeting. Come knowing the salary range that you are in for.
Close your eyes, let the world fade away.
The third truth about living in Dubai as an African is that accommodation can define your whole experience. Many Africans, many people, they search for shared accommodation in Dubai, bed space in Dubai, partition in Dubai, and cheap rent in Dubai because housing is one of the biggest pressures of living in such a big city. Dubai is beautiful, but the rent is not a joke. If you are earning well, you may have more options. But if you are starting out, you are job hunting in Dubai, you are earning a very low salary, or you are supporting people back home, shared accommodation can quickly become your reality. And for many Africans in Dubai, shared living is the normal. You may live in a bed space, you may have a little partition, you may have shared room, just a bed and many other beds in the same room. You may share a kitchen, bathroom, fridge, washing machine, and sometimes your peace with people you did not choose. Now, I know some people back home, they may not understand this, especially the psychological part of living in shared accommodation. They hear Dubai and they imagine luxury apartments, they imagine a soft life, they imagine everyone living alone in a beautiful studio. But the reality for many workers, especially workers from Africa, job seekers, and newcomers, it is different. A lot of people start in shared accommodation because they are trying to reduce the costs. And shared accommodation is not always bad. Sometimes it will help you survive. Sometimes you meet good people. Sometimes it allows you to save money. Sometimes it gives you a place to start. But shared accommodation can also be very stressful. Different people means different personalities, different hygiene standards, different sleeping schedules. Yes, different cultures, obviously, different habits, different levels of noise. People love to talk on phone, different ideas of what clean actually means. And if you are a person who values peace, you value privacy, you value quiet, you you find that shared living can slowly affect your mind. You may not even notice it at first. You just you just adjust. You tell yourself, okay, this is normal. But then over time, you may realize you are always tired. You do not sleep properly. You cannot think clearly. You cannot record content. You cannot rest. You cannot fully be yourself. And for women, you find safety, you feel anxious because sometimes the shared accommodations include both men and women. Boundaries. Boundaries also matter. Not every shared space is actually safe. Not every person who offers accommodation is someone you should trust. So before moving to Dubai from Africa, please understand the housing reality. Where you live matters. Your accommodation is not just a place to sleep. It affects your mental health, it affects your job search, it affects your confidence, your safety, your ability to build yourself in a new city. The fourth truth about life in Dubai, about the cost of living in Dubai, is that the cost of living in Dubai can surprise you. Many people talk about Dubai salaries, but they do not talk about Dubai expenses. The cost of living in Dubai depends on your lifestyle, your rent, your transportation, your food, your location, or whether you are supporting people back home or not. But one thing is true, your money can disappear very, very quickly if you do not plan, especially. Recent Dubai cost of living guides continue to separate basic monthly expenses from rent because rent changes everything. For example, some 2026 guidelines, they estimate a single person monthly living costs around 4,000. This is before rent, while rent can become the biggest expense depending on your location and your lifestyle. And this is where many people get shocked because maybe you convert your salary into your home currency and it is looking like a big income. You say, oh wow, this is a lot of money. But then you remember that you are not spending that money back home. You are spending all this money in Dubai on rent, transport, food, phone, visa expenses, sometimes medical expenses, clothes, emergency costs, sending money home, going out once in a while. Everything, it adds up. And your salary is usually very low. You may find yourself working abroad but still feeling really, really broke. This is one of the most painful realities of the African diaspora. People think you have money because you are abroad, but abroad has bills. Dubai, money vanishes in Dubai, it finishes in Dubai. So if you're living in Dubai as an African, budgeting is not an option. You have to budget everything. The income that you have is going to predetermine which places you're going to live. You need to know how much you earn, how much you spend, how much goes into rent, how much goes to food, how much goes home, how much goes into savings, and how much you are spending just to maintain an image. Because sometimes the pressure to look successful can make you spend money you do not have. And Dubai will give you many opportunities to spend. Restaurants, malls, events, clothes, transport, beautiful places, content locations. I should know. Everything is here. But if you are not careful, you will live for the image, obviously, and then forget the foundation. The fifth truth about living in Dubai as an African is that family pressure can become heavier once you are abroad. This one is actually emotional. Many of us do not leave Africa only for ourselves. We live with family in mind. We live because we want to support our parents. We want to help our siblings. We want to pay school fees. We want to build something back home. We want to clear debts, change our family story. And that is a beautiful thing. But it can also become heavy because once you're in Dubai, people may assume you now have the capacity to do all that. They may not know you are still job hunting. They may not know your salary is still small. They may not know you are still sharing a room. They may not know that you have rent. They may think maybe your company gave you an apartment. They may not know you have visa pressure. They may not know that you are one emergency away from homelessness, one emergency away from panic. So they ask, and sometimes they ask at the exact time you are also struggling. Yes, you do want to help, but you also need to survive. And this is where boundaries become very, very important. If you are an African in Dubai or an African in the diaspora, anyway, I keep saying Dubai because, it slides right off my tongue. You have to learn that you are also a responsibility. Your rent matters, your food, your visa, Your mental health matters. Your savings matter. Your future matters. You cannot help everyone by destroying yourself. And I know this is hard because sometimes saying no feels like betrayal. But if you do not set boundaries, you will become resentful. You will start feeling used. You start feeling like people only remember you when they need something. You start suffering in silence because, you are trying to maintain the role of the person you went abroad to become. But the truth is, you are still building. So be honest with your family, be honest with everyone, your friends, about where you are. Let them understand that living abroad is not the same as being rich. Let them understand that life in Dubai has costs. And let your family understand that support has to come from a place of stability, not self-sacrifice, not self-destruction. The sick is that loneliness in Dubai can be very real. I don't know about other countries, but I can tell you right now that Middle East countries are the most lonely countries anyone can be abroad, far away from home. This is something people do not always talk about. Dubai is full of people, but it can still feel lonely. You can be surrounded by crowds and still feel like nobody really knows you. You can go to work, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. You can have many acquaintances, but very few real friends when it comes to Dubai. You can live with people and still feel emotionally alone. You can be in a shared accommodation and still feel isolated because everyone is busy, everyone is working, everyone is hustling, everyone is trying to survive. And sometimes when you are struggling abroad, you do not want to tell people back home the full truth. You do not want them to worry. You do not want them to judge you. You do not want them to say, oh, can you come back? You don't want a pity party. So you carry things alone. This one is hidden realities of living in Dubai as an African. The city can be exciting, but it can be emotionally distant. That is why you need to build a healthy community, not just people to party with or, people who are around you. Not just people who know where the cheap accommodation is. Not just people who speak your language, but people who are safe, people who can tell you the truth, people who can help you, people who are not using you, people who understand your goals, your standards, people who help you stay grounded, especially for African women in Dubai. Because when it comes to African women in Dubai, loneliness can actually make you vulnerable if you're not careful. When you are alone, stressed, you're job hunting, you are financially pressured or emotionally tired, the wrong person can look like help. But, so please protect yourself. Do not trust too quickly. Do not depend completely on strangers. Do not ignore red flags because you are lonely. Don't just say, oh, he looks fine. Build a community, yes, but build it with wisdom. The seventh truth about living in Dubai as an African is that not every African community is automatically safe or helpful. Yes, I know I just said you need to build community, but you need to have all the facts. Not every African community is automatically safe. Just because it is an African community of people who pray together doesn't mean it's safe, doesn't mean it's helpful. This is sensitive, but it needs to be said. As Africans abroad, we need each other. Community can be powerful. Africans in Dubai help each other all the time to find accommodation, understand transport, navigating, find jobs, to share food, to give advice, and to survive difficult seasons. If you're doubtful if things are going to stabilize and you look at everyone not bothered, you feel comforted. I respect that. But I also know that not everyone from your country is safe to be around. We've seen people get arrested for some of the most heinous crimes that you wouldn't imagine someone from your country would commit. But I also know that not everyone who speaks your language is trustworthy. Not everyone who says my sister, my brother, not they don't have good intentions. Some will help you, sure. Some will use you. Some people will overcharge you. Some will scam you. Some people will mislead you. Some people will introduce you to opportunities. And I'm mixing this all up because you can't really know. You just need to be careful. Some people will introduce you to problems. Some people will tell you not to aim higher because they stopped aiming higher. They don't want you to surpass them. Some people will discourage you from growth because it makes them uncomfortable. So yes, look for community, but do not switch off your discernment. Do your research, you verify information, keep your documents safe. Money. Be very careful with money. Be careful with accommodation arrangements. Be careful with whom you move in. Be careful who you tell your problems. Community is important, but wisdom is also important. There are countless facts about life in Dubai as an African. I feel like I have a great experience to share with you to guide you towards success when it comes to life in Dubai as an African. So, if you watched up to this point, actually listened, because this is more listening than watching. I made these B-rolls for this kind of conversation so you can have an idea of how beautiful Dubai is, because Dubai is immensely a beautiful city. It is a city with so many opportunities for Africans, countless opportunities. But you need to follow a kind of person who is going to guide you in the right direction, a person who has good intentions for every African. I want to see Africans succeed in this amazing city. I want to see Africans build businesses, build careers that inspire. So I'm going to end this conversation here. But this conversation is not over. This conversation continues. Follow this channel and we shall continue to have this conversation. I'll give you the highlights, the direction to take, where to get your job, how to get your job, which job you should get, because sometimes you don't even know which job can I get in Dubai as an African coming from Malawi with these qualifications, as an African coming from Ghana with these qualifications, with this experience. I will see you guys on this journey. Come and join me and let's have a different African community in the United Arab Emirates, in the Gulf countries, in the Middle East countries, heck, everywhere in the diaspora. Thank you and good night.
The pain runs deep, working all day, little time for sleep. Oh, Dubai, you shine like a star, yet we carry our scars from near and far. We hustle, we grind through the highs and lows. African hearts in the Gulf winds blow. Living in rooms packed wall to wall, sharing dreams but feeling small. Some find work, some lose their way, some just pray for a brighter day. But we rise, we fight, we stand so tall, through the heat, through the fall. With every call, back home at night, we find our strength, we see the light. Oh, Dubai, you shine like Africa's star. Yeah, we carry our scars from near and far. We hustle, we grind through the highs and lows. African hearts in the Gulf winds blow. With Africa's spirit we will remain.